Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until probably around 5 o'clock. Ooh, I need to shave. I'm gonna go shave right after the show. Um, but how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Y'all know I still got Wyatt on in the background. People be thinking I be lying. Yeah, I still got Wyatt on. I watch Wyatt. I watch Wyatt. I don't just tell y'all to do it. I do it. Think it's a good show. I think today they're being ridiculous. I think today the callers are being ridiculous. I think people are being ridiculous. People are being, I think, of course, this is a show where I give my opinion. So I'm not stating as a fact that that is ridiculous. I'm stating as a fact that I think they're being ridiculous. Okay? That's why I can say stuff like I'm never wrong because I'm stating my opinion. All right? Um, but I'll get to why I say that. I'll get to why I say that right after I do, what I got to do. And what I have to do is say hello to the people. I have to say hello to the people. Robert Willis, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Got Preston in the house. Good afternoon, Preston. Good afternoon. Anthony in the house. Good afternoon. Anthony representing Wood. We got Scott Bain in the house. Good afternoon, representing West Walnut Hills. My OSHA in the house, representing South Avondale. You ain't from no damn South Avondale. You up there in North Avondale with the rich people. Don't be trying to trick me. Don't be trying to trick me. I know where you're from. Trying to trick somebody. But good afternoon, my OSHA. We got Phyllis in the house. Good afternoon, Phyllis. Appreciate you. Brent in the house, representing Hitsville, USA. Why everybody lie? Y'all just gonna make up stuff now? You know your ass is in Dallas, Texas. No, he might be in Detroit. You never know. But good afternoon, Brent. Tria in the house, being classy as usual. Good afternoon, Tria. Tria, can you take my OSHA under your wing? And she'll fit right in the classy section. You know what I'm saying? She done went to a cotillion or debutante ball or something like that before in her life. Rich people do stuff like that. So I know she know how to, as they say, clean up. Take her under your wing, get her classy, invite her into the classy wing of the afternoon experiment chat room. Put on a ball gown, put your hair up, get a tiara, some long gloves. Act like you know something, act like you got sense. Good afternoon, Tria. Brenda representing Fairfield. Good afternoon, Brenda. Good afternoon. DeWanda. Good afternoon, DeWanda. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking in. Got Dwayne in the house. Dwayne, good afternoon, representing Mount Airy. Good afternoon. Let's see. We got Lewis in the house representing Sharonville. And no, Tria, just she might be able to take you under her wing, financially, but she done forgot all of them daggone debutante lessons and cotillions and all of that stuff. She done forgot everything she learned there. You can reteach her class, and maybe she can pay you for it. Let's see. We got Veronica in the house. Good afternoon, Veronica. Veronica's representing College Hill. Terry representing E-Town. I'm going to assume that's Evanston. Good afternoon, Terry. And Pamela in the house representing North Avondale. All right. I hope everybody's doing good. I see, Wyatt's still on. So people still over there kind of checking out Wyatt, which is fine. They're going to come in here confused about what I'm talking about. And I had no intention really on talking about it. I had Ruby checking in, Ruby representing Gulf Manor. I see you, Ruby, representing Gulf Manor. I had no intention of talking about this. I heard people talking about it a little bit on Lincoln. especially to the end of the show. And then I kind of tuned in Wyatt towards the end of the show, and I hear people talking about it. And here's what I'm wondering: what happened to people? What happened to people? Do people forget, when they get old, do they forget the stuff that they did when they were young? Do people forget? First, the idea of who gets the blame. People are talking about this shooting that happened over at Withrow. And everybody wants to assign blame. Because, no tragedy can happen without somebody getting blamed for it. Without somebody getting blamed for it. But the idea of, let's see, who can we blame for a young man getting killed on the night or early morning after his graduation, right? And it seems reasonable to me, right, Mary? It seems reasonable to me that the person to blame is the person or persons who were shooting. I listened to, I think it was like a ring cam or something like that, and you could hear all the shooting. It didn't sound like one shooter. It sounded like two different caliber weapons, unless they were, shooting like that, It sounded like two different caliber weapons, so it sounded like multiple people were shooting. I'm no weapons expert or anything like that, so I could be wrong. I'm just saying it didn't sound like one weapon. So whoever was doing the shooting, that's the person to blame. Full stop. You don't blame the people who were there, who didn't do anything illegal. You don't blame them for it. You don't blame law enforcement who upheld the law. And if there was no law being broken, there's nothing they can do. Just imagine this, because this is what some of y'all are actually saying. Okay, this is what I'm hearing. Really, this is what you're saying without saying the words. Y'all know, I keep going back to that. You say certain stuff, which reasonably leads to a conclusion. But then you say, I'm not saying whatever the reasonable conclusion of that thing is. And then when somebody says it out loud, you're like, well, that's not what I'm saying. I definitely don't mean that. I definitely don't want that. But that's what you're suggesting should happen through everything else that you're saying. I'm hearing people say, the police should have showed up and ran those kids off. And so it's their fault that they left those kids there to do, those young people there to do whatever they were doing. So they're responsible. Well, what if the kids were not breaking a law by being there? You know what police are? They are law enforcement. That's what they are. They not your mama. They not your daddy. They not the law. They are law enforcement. So if the police pull up on you and you're not breaking a law, there's no reason for them to tell you what to do or what not to do. There's no law being broken that they need to enforce, right? So if no law is being broken, what the police are supposed to do is the police are supposed to pull up. The police are supposed to observe. And sometimes they talk to people, all of that kind of stuff. Well, they are on this property. Who owns this property? Cincinnati Public School owns this property. Who's kind of in charge of managing this property? Yeah, it's a reasonable conclusion that you would say the principal. The principal's kind of in charge of managing this property. So then if you have the access, you call the principal. Because guess what? The police can't trespass you. They don't trespass you. If you go stand in my front yard, you don't live here, you standing in my front yard, and the police pull up, and the police is like, this ain't your property, get off the property. They can't do that. They can, but they shouldn't. But they can't do that. You know what the police had to do? Police had to call me. And they had to say, Your Highness, it's some people on your property. Do you want them off the property? And if I say, I don't want them on my property, get them off. Then police say, I just spoke with the owner of the property. He wants y'all to leave. Y'all need to leave. And then, if they refuse to leave, they're trespassing. But if I say, don't trespass them, it's cool. It's cool. Don't even worry about it. Because I might be thinking, what, they sitting on the lawn. They ain't hurting nobody. I got a few trees out there. Maybe they want some shade. They ain't hurting nobody. So I say to the police, nah, leave them alone. They cool. You know what the police job is to do then? Say, all right, y'all. He said it's all right for y'all to be here. It's all right for y'all to be here. Leave. They don't have anything to enforce at that point. So why do we want police to just roll up on people and say, if you don't get out of here, I'm going to lock you up. I'm going to drive around the corner, and when I come back, I just heard Fame say this. If I'm going to drive around the corner, and when I come back, anybody that's here, they're going to jail. That might be what y'all used to hearing from police. But that's not lawful. That's not lawful absent an actual trespass. 1 minute, it's almost kind of schizophrenia. And we got a mental health professional in here. I'm using terms like schizophrenia. The way we understand schizophrenia, which is probably wrong, but it's almost like somebody with, I'm retracting schizophrenia. I took it back. It's almost like we have two minds. And 1 minute, we telling the police, obey the law and enforce the law. But then when we see something we don't like, we like, overstep your bounds, harass people, and violate their rights. I don't want police violating people's rights, even if it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't want police violating people's rights, even at 3 o'clock in the morning. So if the police pulled up, and all of this is if, I ain't seen no video, I haven't heard a detailed account. I'm just like most people, going based on what I heard. This is why I keep saying stuff like if this happened and if that happened, okay? But if there are young people at 3 o'clock in the morning on a property and police get a complaint about noise, so police pull up, here's what police could say, because I think somebody said disturbing the peace. Here's what police could say. Police could say, hey, we got some complaints about noise. But if when the police pulled up, there was no excessive noise, right? Because look, I've been with a group of young people. Because again, I don't forget when I was young. I don't forget when I was young. And I'm going to address what Jason is saying. Jason says, let me put it up, because if I don't put it up, then I won't be able to find it. But what you're saying is important, and I think it needs to be addressed reasonably. Okay? I've been with a group of young people who were orderly. And police were called on us, and they were told, apparently, allegedly, I didn't hear the call because I was a young person. I'm just going off what the police said, that we were being loud and disorderly. I knew we wasn't being loud and disorderly. Some people just don't like young people gathering in a space. It disturbs them for some reason. Okay? It disturbs some people for some reason to see young people gathered in a space. Okay? John, it was your birthday yesterday. I'm sorry, John says it's my birthday. I'm 35. Good health. John, you said yesterday was your birthday. How you got two birthdays? Now I feel like you tricking me, John. I don't like to be tricked. It can't be your birthday today and yesterday. I don't like that, John. I don't like that. I don't know. Where was I? Had Jason's comment up there. I had to put Jay because I'll forget it. So just because someone said they were being loud, you charge them with disorderly conduct. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. I could pick up my phone right now, call the police, and say my neighbor is being loud and disorderly. So what? The police get to just come over and give him a ticket or lock him up for disorderly conduct? If the police show up and they don't see or hear any loud or disorderly conduct, what do you think they're supposed to do? Now, I know some of y'all think, well, they got a call. Run them off. That's not the way the law works. That's not the way the law works. And y'all need to hear what y'all are actually asking law enforcement to do. You are asking law enforcement to disregard the law and come up with their own set of rules right there on the spot. I get the frustration of, a young person died. But because a young person died, we don't say to police, you get to just create rules and laws and violate people's rights when they show up. That's not the way it works. And guess what'll happen if you do that? Guess what'll happen if you do that? You'll have so many more problems. Because then, guess what? Police can just show up at my door. I ain't did nothing wrong and say, you being disorderly. We got a call. You was being disorderly. What you doing out there in the lawn? Get in the house. So I'm not breaking no law. Get in the house. You are opening up the door for rogue law enforcement. We have laws for a reason. We have laws for a reason. So you don't blame law enforcement for actually honoring their oath. The only person or people to blame are the persons or person who was shooting. That's it. Jason said, man, the boy would still be alive if police sent everybody home. So you think, well, why don't police just bust into the club 11:30 and say, everybody go home? Well, why? Why? What we do? Somebody might get shot tonight. Go home. That's ridiculous, ain't it? That's what you asking them to have done. No laws were being broken, apparently. You can't just run people off because something might happen. Sure, in hindsight, heck, I want police to stop every drunk driver before he have an accident. That drunk driver drove past a police officer. Why ain't he stopping? Somebody would be alive today if the police had stopped that driver. But if the driver was not violating any laws for the police to know that they were drunk and gonna kill somebody, you can't expect police to see the future. It's not right and it's not fair. Their job is to enforce the law. That's crazy, ain't it? Law enforcement's job is to enforce the law? Yes. That's their job. They're not the pre-crime unit. And if they had that one precog in the pool, floating on her back, and, two of them got together and two of them said, hey, somebody about to get shot over there at Withrow, then sure, go over there and break everything up. But we not there yet. We not there yet. And I hate the idea that y'all want law enforcement to do anything other than enforce the law because of what happened later. If the police showed up and those young people were not violating any laws, and my understanding was, because I see Myosha says she thought the police showed up at 10. I read somewhere that it was around 11. So if law enforcement showed up at 11 and nobody was breaking any laws, and if they called, I'm gonna say the principal or the person that they felt like was responsible for the property, and the person responsible for the property said, I don't want them trespassed. What do we want the police to do? We want the police to say, you're not breaking any laws. The person who is over this property doesn't want you trespassed. If y'all could keep it down, sure the neighbors would appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your evening. That's what let me not speak for anybody else. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want law enforcement to enforce laws. And then there's all these other things, which again, all of this is ifs. I don't know about a lot of this stuff. Myosha says, aren't you supposed to vacate the park at 10 or at sundown? Not necessarily. They're doing concerts in the park this summer. It'll be dark, and there'll be a big group of people enjoying a concert in a park after 10. So the idea, oh no, in a park, there's this hard rule that at dark, the park is closed, everybody got to leave. Not the case. Not the case. There are exceptions made for everything. Jason says, there are signs that say close at sunset. Then how they going to have them parties in the park after sunset? How they going to do that? I want to see y'all just as outraged that the police ain't arresting all of those people at those concerts in the park this summer. Y'all not gonna be. If the young people were not violating the law, everybody should be saying, leave them alone. Everybody should be saying that. And the fact that y'all upset that police didn't violate people's rights upsets me. Ron? Ron?
You just insist on trying to torture my ass.
Ron?
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Who torturing you?
Did you hear what I said?
You said somebody torturing you.
Man, you. No, you just insist on trying to torture my ass, man.
What'd I do?
So, okay. Now, I agree with you somewhat. Now, when you talk about that law shit and making it fair for everybody, I agree with you. But you have to have the ability, and see, we have the ability, and we have the ability to see when an issue could break out. Um, you know, what can I equate it to? Okay, I, I equate it to high school.
Huh?
Now, we went to a party and Q's was stepping. My cousin had cut his foot in the Ohio River the night before, or the week before. He got mad, we punched the dude. Now we fighting Q, right? So
I have no idea.
we get on out and get on out the outside. The police, they all scattered around. We go downstairs, and I mean the police can see that it's a problem. It's four of us, and it's a group of Jews walking down behind us on the stairs. So the police knew we was beat. The police knew we was beat. So the police didn't step in right away. They stepped in when when we all started fighting. Now you have to have the ability to assess a situation that's you know getting ready to happen. You can't see into the future, but you can see a this is a group of people, a group of students. They gather here in the park. Everybody, they not smoking. I can't say everybody was smoking, but 9 times out of 10,
Anytime
especially
somebody
with
says 9 times out of 10,
marijuana.
they about to make something up.
Oh, okay, okay. No, 9 times out of 10,
Make something up.
as far as marijuana is really really popular.
You just
You
completely
know,
made that up.
somebody
You put
has
marijuana in a
you
situation that you don't know
you
that there was
no.
marijuana there.
I don't know. I
Right.
don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't
Well,
know.
let's just stick
I
with
don't
that.
because I can't
Let's
because
stick with that. I
well
don't
wait
know.
wait this all right okay no I don't know.
Right.
Now you came up with I just watched you come up with a whole bunch of hypotheticals.
What did I come up? What
So I'm
hypothetical
gonna
did I
come up
come
with my
up with?
own. Wait. Can I come up with my own hypothetical?
You just making
Can I
stuff
just come up with my
up.
own hypothetical?
You just making stuff up.
You just made stuff up.
What did I
You
make up?
just made
What
stuff
did I
up.
make up?
Man, all this stuff
I didn't make up
you
anything.
just made up.
I didn't make up
You just made
anything.
up a lot of
You
hypotheticals.
injected marijuana into a situation where you have no idea if there was marijuana there or not.
You said assume that the kids were not doing anything. So that's a fucking hypothetical.
I said if there were
Now,
no laws being broken.
No laws being broken.
Right.
Now, can you don't know that. You don't know that.
That's why I said if.
You don't know that.
That's why I said if.
Okay. So if they were smoking,
Oh my god.
I don't know.
It's nonsense, Ron.
I, wait a minute. And you can, can I can you let me finish? Because it ain't no sense in arguing with you because you got all the answers. So I just wanted to
no, you're right. You're right. If there was marijuana and if there was prostitution and if there was drug dealing and if there add all kind of nonsense to it, you don't know that was going on.
Yeah.
So why add that to the conversation?
Add the nonsense. Add the nonsense. That ain't what it was. 50 kids.
All right.
And wasn't nobody doing nothing.
It's possible that no one was violating the law.
Wait. Okay, look. First of all, I want to say something.
Okay.
I be fussing with Emmanuel because some people, they don't know. I be fussing with Emmanuel, but I love Emmanuel. Hey,
Same here, Ron.
Emmanuel
Same
cool,
here.
and I don't have no problem with Emmanuel. It may seem like I have a problem with Emmanuel. I love Emmanuel. I just be trying to get Emmanuel to see it just my way.
And I might see
but
it your way, but
now,
but again, Ron,
now,
you're sticking marijuana in a situation where we don't know that there was
but
marijuana in a situation.
yeah, but
That's
you,
not
but
fair.
but you, but you. Well, okay, okay, but see, you won't be honest. You won't be honest. You just won't be honest.
What am I not being honest about?
You just won't be honest because out of 50 kids, young African American kids, out of 50 kids,
Uh-huh.
ain't nobody got no laugh. Ain't nobody got no laugh.
Ron, this may
I mean,
seem
you didn't wait wait
Ron,
wait you didn't smoke when you was young. You said that.
I know I did. When I was
But
in the
see,
fourth
I've been
grade, I
smoking.
smoked marijuana one time.
No, well see that don't count. When I was
It
seniors,
kind of counted.
or when we were seniors, we was walking around selling joints. So I mean,
That's unfortunate.
that okay. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but
Well,
nine times
Ron,
out of
Ron,
ten,
go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm not even gonna.
yeah,
I'm gonna just take notes
that
on
was just
all of the horrible stuff that you
okay.
put on these young people that you don't know to be true.
No, okay, okay, yes, okay. But nine times out of ten, they were smoking marijuana, at least. And I'll just say that. I'll just say that. You know, like I don't know if you heard what I was saying with Wyatt, but
I
you
didn't.
know, if if you know the person that shot the people in the West End, the drive-by shooting that they caught on tape, they never caught them. The one that was uh, in the West End, the little 12-year-old boy, they didn't catch them, and we losing young black men at a regular basis, on a regular basis, and if you know that, and the police know that, the police know that, you know, if nothing else, if they would have, you said they came by at 11 o'clock. So if you see 50 kids and you know that these 50 African American kids, the African American males are dying at a high rate. You see Cincinnati, we fighting gun violence. We don't say, oh, it's a shame, it's a shame. We don't say it, it's a shame, but for weeks on end, nobody came, nobody said, okay, you know, we just chill here till we get a run.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we'll come back. We'll come back every hour. Just make sure that they see make sure that they see our presence. No, see, they didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't care. Cause see, if they cared, it ain't no way in hell I'ma sit back and me ain't no way in hell I'ma sit back and know that they partying. I'm a police officer. I'm here to serve and protect. I ain't gonna protect them when you know that young African Americans are killing each other on a high rate.
Ron,
I don't care what the situation was. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
okay, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
Will you answer the question?
If I can.
Okay. So you want police when they see a gathering of young people to just follow them around.
No.
Oh. You
If
want police, if police see
if
a peaceful gathering of young people, you want them to just keep coming around those young people.
oh, you say keep coming around?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. It's
Okay,
especially 50 young black African American kids.
okay.
They, like you said, they ain't had to fuck with them. They didn't. I mean, they didn't mess with them. That's why the boy dead. Well,
Oh,
no, no,
wait,
I
the
take that
boy.
back. I take that back.
Wait, yeah, I'm about to say
I
the
take
boy
that back.
is
I take it
dead
back.
because.
I take that back. Yeah, I take that back. I
Okay,
take that back. That was inappropriate.
you took it back.
But, but, yeah. I mean, I mean, it's like you don't know that we lose them. I mean, well, no, and you know it that we lose them. You gassed me up.
I know that
I
we what?
mean, you can't believe some of the stuff. You can't believe some of the stuff you saying,
Wait,
man.
wait. I didn't understand
I
what you
mean,
said. I know what.
I just said you can't believe some of the things that you saying.
What did I
I
say that
mean,
sounds unbelievable?
the fact that you saying, okay, this young kids ain't doing nothing. Just go ahead and leave them alone.
Wait a minute. You must not have
I
understood.
mean,
Maybe you weren't listening carefully.
I
I I
you
hold on. I'll let you get yours out.
go ahead.
Let me get mine out.
I
Mine
said
gonna
go
be
ahead.
short,
Go ahead.
and I'm gonna hand it right back to you. Okay. I never said the kids
Go
weren't
ahead.
doing anything. As a matter of fact, I was really clear that I
I,
don't know what happened. I ain't seen no video, and I just heard stories, so I'm going off of what I heard, which is why I keep saying
okay.
if, because I'm just going off of what I heard, which means it's not factual. So that's where my if comes
Okay.
from, is based on the stories that I've heard. And I'm not saying they didn't do anything, but if they weren't doing anything illegal, I wholeheartedly believe that the police should have left them alone. Now, I don't understand
They
how
could
that's
have left them.
ridiculous
They could have.
or unbelievable that a person would think that
Okay.
if a person or a group of people aren't violating the law, the police should not have authority over them. I don't understand how that's unreasonable.
Well, if and it may not be long. If I don't want to use that. My man,
Well,
like I
let me
said,
hold on. Let me ask you this, because
they could.
here's what I'm hearing, and you correct me where I'm hearing wrong. What I hear you saying is, if police roll up on a group of young black people and they are not violating the law, the police should still be able to order them to do things that they wouldn't otherwise be able to order them to do. That's what you're
Nope,
saying?
absolutely not. That's not what I say.
Kind of what you're
No,
saying.
no, no. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, help me then. What are you
That's
saying?
not what I'm saying. Now, I'm saying. You remember the movie Colors?
Never saw it.
Wow. Okay. Well, in Colors, the um, officers, they just didn't, and they wasn't good, good, bad, and different, but they got out the cars, they interacted with. I know you've seen Training Day.
Yes, I did. I
Training
saw
Day,
Training
it
Day.
was a bad example of a police. It was a bad example of a police officer, but they interacted with the community. They knew who the major players were and all that other little stuff. Now, when it comes to that, you go and you investigate a situation. You don't go and just ignore it. You take and you interact with the young people. Hey, how you doing? We just checking on y'all. You know,
Apparently they
now
did that.
if it's any alcohol, if it's any alcohol, you spill it and all that other little stuff, and then you know, and then
But Ron, apparently,
oh shit.
if
And
the
then
stories that we're
you
hearing
so
are correct, Ron, apparently
Mhm.
they did. They went, they interacted, they even made a
But
phone
they
call to
left.
someone to see if they could
Yeah,
trespass them from that
yeah,
property. So
yeah.
apparently they did all of that.
And yeah, but no. And, but they left. But they left, and they
You
didn't
really
have
want
to
them to just
leave.
stay there with them the whole time?
You didn't. You wait. You didn't. You didn't have to leave them alone. You know how Withrow's parking lot is. They could have pulled on Dana and just sat there.
But do we really,
They
is
they
that
they
a good
they
use
could
of
have. They
police
wait.
resources?
Okay, wait. Damn. Wait a minute. They could have went ahead and sat there and rested for a minute, and then made everybody else aware that's in that district to go ahead and swing by a few times. Swing by
Ron, may I
every half
ask you
hour.
another question?
All right. Yep.
Will you answer it?
If I can.
Do you believe it's a good use of police resources to have law enforcement sit in one spot for 4 hours just watching 50 young people not violate the law?
I didn't say that.
I'm asking a question. It's a question.
I didn't say that.
Right. It's a question. You can say, no,
No,
I don't believe that.
no, it's not. No, it's not a good source of resources.
Okay.
If 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 that how can I put it? If it's not necessary for them to be somewhere because again, it's 11 to 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
I know a whole bunch of shit happened from 11 to 3 o'clock in the morning, but again, you don't have to sit there. And I didn't suggest that you just sit there for 4 hours. That's unreasonable. That's
I agree.
unreasonable.
It is unreasonable.
But you sit there. You sit there and you let them know that they're there.
You do realize that you just
Sit there.
said, I didn't
Let
suggest. Hold on, Ron, you do realize that you just said, this is almost a direct quote. I didn't suggest that they sit there for 3 or 4 hours and watch them, but you can just sit there. You just said that. That was a sentence that you said.
I said you can sit there. It's unreasonable, and it's I mean you got to be smarter, than fifth grade. It's unreasonable for somebody to sit there, but them to sit there for 4 hours. If they couldn't, if they could, it's a quiet night or whatever. Of course, Cincinnati, it's unreasonable for police officers to sit there for 4 hours, but they can swing by. They can make the other officers. They can make the other officers aware and make the other officers swing by.
But we don't know.
If they not
Ron, well, let me ask you this, Ron. Here's another question. Do you know whether or not police officers drove by from 11 to 3?
Mm-hmm. Nope. I don't know.
So how do you say they should do something that they may very well have done?
If they did that on a 15, half an hour, on an hour basis, what time did he get killed?
They say it was somewhere around 3 something in the morning.
3 something in the morning.
Yes.
If they were not, I mean, it was your thing. If they would have drove by at 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe they would have seen the police and somebody would have had a second thought about shooting.
Okay.
What I'm simply saying is the officers could have really did the bare minimum.
And
Now,
maybe they
like
did.
I said, like you said, we would are you assuming they did?
No, I said maybe they did.
I'm sorry. Oh, maybe they did.
Yeah.
Maybe they did.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So there
All
we
right,
go. We
man.
came to a conclusion.
Hey,
The conclusion that apparently we came to
hey,
is we have no idea whether the police
yeah,
did or did not.
yeah, and the conclusion was they should have done more.
That's your conclusion.
They should have done more.
That's your conclusion.
Yeah, that's my conclusion.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my conclusion. Hey, it's yours too. Hey, it's yours too.
No, that's not mine.
Just sit on it. It's yours too.
No, it's not.
No, it's yours too. Hey,
It's
sit
not.
on it. It's yours too.
No.
Sit on it.
It's not.
It's yours. It's yours.
All right, Ron. All right. That was Ron. Anyway, so to blame law enforcement, I think is unreasonable. I think it's and look, y'all talking about me. People believe that I hate police. I don't know why people believe that, but they do. I'm just trying to be reasonable here. Police are not to blame for this. Unless we find out that police did the shooting, then they're to blame. Short of that, police are not to blame. And it really does bother me that y'all want the police to violate people's rights because something might happen in the future. And that's all fine until it's your rights that are being violated because something might happen in the future. So y'all believe that those police at 11 o'clock should have known that somebody was going to get shot at 3 o'clock in the morning or sometime shortly thereafter. That's not reasonable, y'all. That's not reasonable. Look, I know in hindsight, you can look at it and you can say, well, if they would have ran them off, then he wouldn't have got killed. But you can say that about all kind of stuff. That's not their duty. Their duty is to enforce the law. Then you want to blame the parents. Okay, maybe the parents can shoulder some of the blame. But here's my question for that. Would the parents be wrong if the shooting hadn't happened? Here's why I'm asking that question. If you just believe that young people being out at 3 o'clock in the morning, not being home at 3 o'clock in the morning is wrong and horrible, then all right, you blame parents. Blame the parents. If you believe that on graduation night, young people should not be out at 3 o'clock in the morning, and if they are, it's their parents' fault, then you can blame the parents. Because then you would be mad at those same parents if absolutely nothing, no shooting or anything like that happened. You would be like, those kids stayed out till 3 o'clock in the morning. Those parents are to blame. They horrible parents. Because who knew? Who knew? Who knew that a shooting, killing was going to take place? Who knew that? Again, it's easy because we looking from the future. And then we go back to the past and we like, why did those parents let them stay out? As if they knew what we know now. But they didn't know what we know now. It's kind of the same premise that they judge police interactions and police conduct. You can't, some people don't know this, when they're looking at things that police do, like say there's a police intervention death, right? And, a dude has something in his hand and he had his hand in his waistband. And then he pulls it out and he turns around and the police shoot him. And we find out it was his cell phone. When they go back and they investigate, did the police officer do anything wrong? They can't take into effect the fact that we now know that it was a cell phone. They have to take into effect what the police knew right then and right there. That's what they have to take into account. So they shot him and all he had was a cell phone. No, put yourself in the police position right then. He's turning around, pulling something from his waist and pointing it in the direction of the police. Is it reasonable for them to believe that that might have been a gun? That's the way they judge those police actions. I think that's the same way you have to judge parental actions. Okay? That's the same way you have to judge parental actions. What did they know and what information did they have at that time? I could imagine if it was 50 people there, all 50 of their parents, if their parents had known, somebody's going to shoot at 3 o'clock in the morning, they would have probably said, don't be at that park or that school at 3 o'clock in the morning. But we can't judge them based on what they know now. We got to judge them based on what they knew then. My kid is going to be out enjoying his graduation. And that's not unreasonable. 3 o'clock in the morning sounds unreasonable. But again, I have to go back to me because I think some of y'all forget what it was like to be a young person. I remember being a young person at 3 o'clock in the morning, hanging out in the street. I remember that. It wasn't my graduation night. But when me and a couple of my friends got together and we was just kicking it, we lost track of time. And every once in a while we'll look up like, it is 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go home. Twin.
What's up, Mr. Extra?
And what's up, Mr. Lesser?
Hey, yeah, I remember them days, man. I was chasing money and we had a job, chasing that money at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I know what it's like, though, but man, they supposed to serve us for that, man.
Okay, I'm having a hard time understanding what you're saying.
I said they supposed to serve and protect and everything, but I look at it like this. If they was clowning down there on the square and stuff and y'all ran up on them so quick, why you ain't do that when they was in that parking lot? See what I'm saying? How they was clowning on the square and all, they ran up so quick.
Well, define clowning.
You know how they was, what they was doing. They was fighting, stealing on people and all that mess they was going on.
And Twin, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And they rushed and everything and put it all on the news and,
right.
whatever thing. Then now, why they ain't tell them to leave though, man?
Twin, let me ask you a question. Were they, to your knowledge, were they fighting and stealing on people over there?
That's not the point.
That kind of is the point. You can't say, why didn't they react the same way at Withrow as they did downtown, where if downtown they was fighting and stealing on people, but at Withrow, they weren't.
I see why Ron be cussing you out, man. You be on that extra mess.
I know logic is extra. Logic is extra.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, it's BS when you saying
it's logic. It's reasonable.
All right. Come on, man. Come on. All right.
Reason.
All right, man. Dang. So, with the, you goofy, man. With the, with the police to 3 o'clock in the morning, they should have said, all right, it's too late, y'all. Y'all got to, keep it moving. You think they should have said something like that soon?
Not necessarily.
Why come you on the school grounds?
And
this ain't.
Wait a minute, but here's why. It sounds horrible, right? But school grounds are owned by CPS, which is kind of owned by the public and all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna say the custodian of the ground is CPS. And again, just like what I use with my front yard, Twin, if you and your twin and some of y'all homie from Chicago come in and y'all are all standing on my front lawn and the police call me and say, hey, Your Highness, it's a lot of thugs on your front lawn. You want them off? And I say, no, I want to trespass them. They fine. What do you think the police gonna do? They gonna leave.
No, they not.
Yes,
because,
they are. They're gonna leave.
No, they not. Because you know why?
Because y'all gonna
They
be
gonna
selling
leave.
drugs or something.
And nah, you know why they ain't gonna leave?
Why?
I mean, they gonna leave because nosy posy next door go tell. The neighborhood watchdog.
That's probably what happened. My neighbor called on y'all, and then the police called me and said, do you want them removed? And I say, no, I don't want to pursue no trespass.
Your neighbors go tell them, your neighbors go get them moved. You can say no all you want, but
No.
he go circle that. He go circle that. No, you ain't got nothing to do with it. You
wrong.
on that block.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong. I've been through the situation. Come on, I've been through there, man. I was on my block. Even though I was doing dirt with at 3, 4 in the morning, we banging the sounds and all that. They swoop back around. If y'all got to cut their noise down, y'all going to jail.
All right, and
Come
maybe
on,
they
man,
cut the noise down.
There. We ain't cut nothing down. We kept going, but they took two.
Okay.
I'm speaking from experience. I ain't speaking from that little cartoon character thing you talking about.
I'm speaking from experience and a little bit of knowledge.
No, because ain't never happened to you. So go ahead on.
Wait a minute. I never been trespassed? That's what you're saying?
I don't know that. You come up with so many jokes. I don't know what to
No, I haven't.
See what I'm talking about?
I haven't, but I've
been. What I'm talking about?
People have attempted to trespass me.
And I don't even see how I say I don't know what to believe from you. You joke around too much.
Who's laughing? I'm telling you. Look, twin. The police can't remove you. Well, they can. They'd be violating your rights. But the police can't remove you lawfully from my property for trespassing if I say it's okay for you to be there.
I understand.
No matter what the neighbor says.
I'm telling you, they coming back around because she go call and say, they at it again. I know.
And then when the police show up, twin, if the police show up and ain't no noise and everything seems orderly, what they gonna do?
They go keep it moving.
Right.
But I'm saying, and the nosy posy next door go tell them, hey, they back at it again, and they go definitely remove them off the block, man.
No, that's not necessarily true. If the police show up and everything and no law is being broken, they can't do anything.
Go out there where Lincoln stay at. Go out there, Indian Hill, 1 and 0. See what happens.
They wasn't in Indian Hill or 1 of them.
No, go set up shop out there and see what happens.
Even then, that would still be against the law.
Go out there, for example, and see what happens to it.
And so what you're saying, what you seem to be saying, is you're okay with law enforcement violating people's rights.
No, I ain't saying that.
Okay. What are you saying then?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
what are you saying?
They ain't violating their right, but they on school grounds, they should have said something about it, man.
And they allegedly, they called the principal, and the principal said, basically, I don't want them trespassed. They fine. So now what do you want them to do?
Lock the principal up for causing this death. It could have been prevented if you would have said, let me move.
First, he wasn't dead yet. So we're at the point where they've called the police, where they've called the principal, and the principal said,
if he would have said,
but he didn't. So at that point, what do you want the police to do to those 50 young people?
I would have still told them move, but since you just told me that or whatever, I would have said, hey, y'all got to move. The principal I got in contact with, y'all got to move. And then everything would have been presented.
But he said no. So that would have been them lying and violating those people's rights. So you are for the police violating people's rights.
I didn't say that, man. You said that. I didn't say that.
You didn't say those words, but what you said leads up to that.
You can't put nothing in my mind. No, I didn't say that.
No, you put what was in your mind out over the air. And if you're saying You want the police to lie to people, to trespass them when they haven't been trespassed. That is you saying you want law enforcement to violate citizens' rights.
No, I didn't, man. I'm
You
not saying.
did. You
I'm not
said they
saying.
should have said, even though the principal said he didn't want them trespassed, the police should have said, well, I just talked to the principal and he said he wants y'all out of here, so get out.
Okay.
That's a lie and a violation of those people's rights. And that's what you're saying you want.
No, I didn't say I want that. I'm just saying. I'm saying it could have been prevented. All this mess. If he would have said no, yes, take them off the premises, whatever. It's after hours. Ain't nothing going on. Okay. I would have said that. That's what I'm saying. I know what you getting at, but no, I got all rights to stand right if I want to. I ain't doing nothing wrong. I know what you getting at, trying to flip flop it on, but I cut on to your game. You try to be smart at the same time, but you fail all the time. People catch on what your comedian ass be trying to put on.
You're right.
But no, man. Yeah, the dude was out of order for that. The principal should have said, hey, yeah, it's time for them to go, whatever. Okay. Everything had been cool. Hey, the principal said it's time for y'all to go. And they would have, out of 50 on one, I would have got down with the police. Okay. Whatever. But still, yeah, this could have been prevented, though. That's what that boy. What you did, I didn't know that, just now you just saying something that the principal said is cool.
Hold on. Twin. I said, because again, I keep telling y'all, I don't know what happened. I'm not talking about exactly what happened. I'm talking about the story that we've heard. And I'm talking about the fact that y'all are trying to place blame on anybody other than the shooting. The shooter.
I mean, he wrong. He definitely wrong. I mean, he in fault for this. Whoever did it, they did it. But I'm saying it, man. Just like I just now hearing about it, what you just said, because I really didn't, catch on to Wire show.
I don't know if they actually called the principal. I don't know, but if they did, and
so who made that up? You did or somebody?
Huh?
That's the story you just assumed.
No, that's the story that we're hearing.
I didn't know. That's why.
That they called the principal, and the principal said, basically, no, they cool. I don't want them trespassed. If that is true,
I didn't know
there
that.
was nothing else for the police to do at that point.
Yeah, that's why I'm not just now hearing about it, because I didn't hear about it yesterday. But now you just saying something. That principal did wrong. I mean, they did serve and protect or whatever, but he did wrong for that. And this would have been prevented death and everything. If he would just said, yes, get them off the premise.
Okay.
It's after hours, 3 o'clock. What they doing? Ain't number open, a Waffle House and late. What y'all trying to get faded or whatever? Yeah, now I know what you're saying, though, but the principal wrong. And the shooter, too. Whoever did that.
All right.
I don't know if it's the dude here, he targeting somebody, they be on that internet beefing and everything, and hey, he at the parking lot with her right now. Where he at? He in all blue. Something like that. Or who knows? One of his guys might cutthroat him. Hey, it is what it is. So it's just a lot of assumptions and everything else going on. But, they got them 3 cameras out and everything. And, our phone, you can run, but you can't have. Eventually you go get caught. But name of the game, man, today is you snitch on you the op and everything else. That's the name of the game right now, man.
All right.
And you don't want to be labeled as an op, and they let them tell it. But hey, one of them call in Crime Stop and get that $25,000, whatever reward going on.
All right.
But I ain't know that, man, though. Real talk. It's basically, though, at my point of view, you just saying it and everything, it's the principal's fault, man.
Twin, I don't agree. I don't agree necessarily that it's the principal's fault either, and I'll explain why. Why?
Because they underage. Because they underage, they should never been out.
No,
I'm gonna let you get the flow because it's your show.
No,
but to me, in my eyes, if I was a prosecutor and I'm gonna find that killer, but the principal, you did wrong. You should have never let that happen. You don't see no other schools took place, and what the shooting and all that's going on across America. Yeah, I would have said something. It's the principal's fault for that. You can't blame the parent or whatever. The parents, you might have told your parents you at JoJo house, but hey, you're in a parking lot with her now. She done tracked your iPhone. What you said you was at JoJo, but your location is with her. Why you lie?
That does happen.
And he might have told his parents that I'm with JoJo, and look what happened. He said he was with JoJo, and I walk in front of him about to come get the body.
That was some good crime.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. No, real talk, man. I'll BS to the side, though.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, though, real talk, man.
All
That's
right.
how it probably went down, but it's sad. I feel, his parents, that's a hurt feeling. She ain't never gonna get over that. Graduation, and man, I ain't never, lost a kid like that in that situation. Well, that's a hurt feeling I can see.
Yeah.
Man, all right, man.
All right, Twin.
That's it. All right.
Appreciate the call. All right, that was Twin. I don't necessarily know, even if the story that we heard is correct, that blaming the principal is good. Look, think about it like this, right? You're a principal. You just had a graduation. It's 11 o'clock at night. You get a call from the police, and they tell you potentially some of your graduates are hanging out in the parking lot. You want us to trespass them? I don't think it unreasonable for the principal to think it's graduation night. No, I don't want those kids trespassed or arrested or given a ticket or any of that kind of stuff. No, I don't want none of that to happen to those kids. They just graduated. Let them kids celebrate. So to say, no, don't trespass them. They fine. If they not busting out no windows, they not making a whole lot of noise, they not harming nobody, then leave them alone. I don't think that's unreasonable of a position to have. I don't think that's an unreasonable position for a principal to not want to see the kids who just graduated from his school get in any sort of legal trouble when they're not doing anything wrong. Again, y'all are all functioning from the result, right? Y'all all functioning from, but somebody got shot. At 11 o'clock, no one had gotten shot. No one had gotten shot. At 11 o'clock, maybe a noise complaint went up, but I would imagine, and that's just me imagining, I'm adding some stuff to the situation. I would imagine when the police showed up, there was no noise complaint. I mean, in terms of what they saw, they didn't show up and, people was taking off clothes and fighting and stomping each other and music was playing so loud that they couldn't hear each other and all that kind of stuff. I'd imagine they showed up, they saw a group of young people seemingly having a good time, and they said, ooh, they own this property. I don't know if they got a right to be on this property. Let me make a call. Girls Speak is saying they could have told them to leave. That's what we're talking about. In order to tell them to leave property, you got to trespass them. You can't just tell people, leave that property. Remember when I was talking about in my front yard? The police can't just call up Girl Speak and tell you, get out that yard. No, I have to say, I want them out of my yard. They can't just tell you, get out the yard. I have to say, I want them out. So if they were on school grounds, you're like, oh, trespass them. Call the police. Call the Girl Speak, say, I've been told to leave often. Just because they tell you to leave don't mean you have to leave. That's the point. We talking about what's legal, not what happens, not what y'all okay with happening. Not what y'all okay with happening. Y'all okay with the police telling you, shut up. Okay. Why you not talking? Police told me to shut up. I'm not allowed to talk. No. Just because it's happened to you don't mean it was legal. can tell you that I can come to your house and tell you leave. Do that mean you gotta leave? Caller.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, my name's Blammy Davis Jr.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm Pleasant. Hey, Emanuel, is your mom's maiden last name Labor?
What?
Is your mom's maiden name Labor?
No.
Oh, because if it was, in effect, you could have been Manual Labor.
Well, it's actually Emanuel, but I get the joke.
Exactly. I'm hearing this conversation that keeps going on about these, this situation at Withrow, and I had called yesterday, and somebody said I was being too harsh after the show, and after hearing, that the police may have gotten involved before the shooting, I'm not changing. Everybody involved was irrational, from the shooter to the police to the principal.
I don't
We
know
always
that I
talk
agree
about-
with you, but you got a right to your opinion.
Right. That's why I'm calling in to tell you, because I know you don't. If I agreed, I wouldn't call. If I
Well,
agreed
that's
with
terrible. You should even call when you agree. Back me up.
you, sometimes I do, but it makes for bad radio when everybody's calling Dick riding the host.
Trust
know
me,
what I'm
nobody
saying?
calls and Dick rides this host. They should, but they don't.
No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
They should.
It makes for better radio. You know what I'm saying? Ask well, I ain't gonna say no names, but listen. Everybody was irrational. Everybody talks about why we need more black males in the schools and whatnot. If you are a black male in the schools, this is exactly what you shouldn't do. Interpolate street and neighborhood politics into the stewardship of children. Because he was thinking as a hood rat. No, don't trespass them. This, that, the other. Officer, I don't know why anybody's in my building at 3 in the morning. Do what you got to do. If you need me to pull up, I will. That's all he had to say. Instead of saying, no, don't trespass them, this and that. Officer, I don't know why people are out there at 3 in the morning.
He didn't get a call at 3 in the morning.
When did he get a call?
Like 11 o'clock.
Got a call at 11 o'clock. Officer, we ain't got nothing going on tonight. It wasn't no hoop game. Baseball and softball been over with. Our track team ain't. We've got nothing going on at the building at 11 o'clock. I don't know what's going on up there, unless, of course, he told him, "Hey, go hang out up here." Which either decision is highly irrational.
Well, hold on. Let's explore that for just a moment. If you have a group of kids, 50 kids who want to have fun, and you don't want them going to some place that's unseemly or whatever, is it unreasonable to say to those kids, okay, stay here. I know y'all gonna be safe if y'all here. I know everything is gonna be okay if y'all here. Is that unreasonable?
Yes.
So you think it's more reasonable to say, look, I don't care where y'all go, but y'all can't stay here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because as taxpayers, we don't fund schools for y'all to have unsupervised rendezvous at 11 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Regardless if you just graduated or not. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe they learned a tough lesson about adulthood. Those who survived the shooting. Maybe it wasn't in the cards for you to celebrate like that.
Okay. Look,
You understand?
I don't know that I agree with you on that point. I'll say I can understand the mindset. Because to me, it would be just like you if 50 kids You had a child who graduated and those 50 kids wanted to hang out in your backyard or wanted to go out and party, and you said, no, 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 no. Y'all can go in the backyard and party all y'all want, but don't be out in the streets hanging out. That sounds reasonable to me. And then if somebody rolled through and shot and somebody got killed, people would still be looking at you like, how dare that dickhead let those kids party outside at 3 o'clock in the morning in his yard? And somebody will be calling in saying, yeah, that Blammy Davis Jr. is a dickhead, irresponsible for letting those kids be outside at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I understand it's a slight difference in that one is your private backyard and the other is public property that should be available for use by the public. But it's the same concept of, I don't want y'all just randomly running the street. If y'all can be in a place where I feel like it's safe, because technically no place is safe. Anybody can roll through and shoot into any crowd. So no place is actually safe. But to believe you being at the school, it might be a safer place than y'all just randomly running around the city. I'm just saying, I could understand, and I don't know if that's what this principal was thinking. I could understand that train of thought.
I couldn't agree less with any of that, because for one, you hit the nail on the head. What's going on in my house is my house. That's personal property. Public property is the school district. This is a public school, and apparently they were creating such a nuisance and so much noise that the police were called.
But again,
even the police contacting the principal. What the police should have done, he could have lied and said, okay, he wants y'all to go, so I need y'all to disperse. This is not a good, safe situation. This is not hindsight 2020. This is the police being proactive.
Wait, so you're comfortable with law enforcement lying to people to violate their rights?
Sometimes people lie. People lie all the time.
I didn't ask you that. So you're comfortable with law enforcement lying to people to violate their rights?
Well, they're not lying to them because you can't.
Well, that would have been a lie. You even used the word in the police should have lied to the kids and said he won't y'all go.
Yeah.
So you're comfortable with police lying to people to violate their rights?
Right, because had he lied to them, we'd be saying, there they run instead of here he lays.
Okay.
There's sometimes, when the police lie, it's for your own benefit.
All right.
And like I said, that might be hindsight 2020, that part of it. But at the same time, what would the police been harming by telling people to leave a park after dark? Those people who be in parks after that you were talking to the previous caller about being parks after dark have permits to do that.
Okay.
Special permissions from the city or, whoever under the authority of that, whichever government is under the authority of that particular park. So the police.
I'm against that. I'm against special rights for certain people. But again, that's just me because I'm against police violating people's rights and you're for it. So we definitely have some places where we depart on, what's good and what's bad.
I'm not particularly for police.
You just said you were for it,
rights,
so stop. Don't dance around it. You said you were for it. You're for it. I'm not judging you. You got a right to be for it. I'm not judging you, but don't act like you're not for it because you clearly are.
I'm starting to see what Twin's talking about. You on some extra stuff right now.
You said police should lie to people and violate their rights. You said that. I asked you the question. You said yes.
Sir, you're being aggressive and hostile.
All I'm doing, you trying to dance around what you said. You can't unring that bell, bro. You said it.
Oh, man, let's get the air out of your chest. Damn. We just disagreeing on the radio here.
Right, we just disagreeing. You trying to not disagree with what we disagree with.
And lastly, the third person who was being unreasonable, obviously, was the shooter.
Obviously.
And these children, I don't know. The kids ain't going to say if they were fighting or whatever. But, even if they were, let's just say these are the dickheads who shoot guns on 4th of July and New Year's. Like, that's the business. You know what I'm saying? Like, and somebody had a gun at this little rendezvous near a school. Everybody involved, like I said, everybody involved, from the police to the principal, the CEO of the building, and the children involved with the melee or whatever happened. Everybody was unreasonable, and irrational, and it led to a young man's death. That's the cause and effect. That's the we can call it hindsight 2020, but had the adults involved thought proactively, this doesn't happen.
Maybe we
Can we
need
agree
some
on
of
that?
them precogs. You know any
I don't know what a
precogs?
precog is.
You ever
What's
seen
a
Minority
precog?
Report?
What Tom what's his name?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise?
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah, where the three chicks or the two chicks and the dude laying in the bathtub and they can see the future. Maybe we need
No, I've
some of
never
those.
seen that. Oh well, we do have those. It's called gut feeling.
No, that's not the same.
The gut feeling would have told you young people near a school, a public school, at 11 or 3 in the morning, whatever time it happened, is not an ideal situation.
I will agree. It's not an ideal situation.
Gut feeling would have told you that. We don't need no hoes from a suppositional movie to tell us that.
I think if we want police and principals and parents to see the future, then we definitely need that, because that's what y'all asking.
Well, principals can.
Because let me ask you this, Fame. Would you be complaining about those same kids had this shooting not happened?
If I lived in that area, apparently somebody did.
No. I'm not. I'm talking about right now. This shooting didn't happen.
Well, I wouldn't know about it
were,
if the shooting didn't
exactly,
happen. I wouldn't know.
Exactly. You wouldn't know about it, so there would be nothing to complain about. We're only complaining because of what the outcome was, but everything happened the exact same way that it happened, and no one gotten shot, no one would be saying that principal was wrong. No one would be saying those police officers were wrong. Nobody would be saying those parents were wrong. And everything would have been the exact same. The only reason why they're wrong is because something tragic happened. But now that we can all look at it, we know the future is wrong. But without knowing the future, it's not that unreasonable.
The level of your depravity is excessive and unreasonable at this point.
There's nothing depraved about what I'm saying.
The people in that neighborhood knew something was wrong. They called.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I did want to touch on that. Look, I remember as a young person.
How did the police get there?
I remember as a young person being with a group of young people and the police being called on us and told, or at least this is what the law enforcement officer said, he was told that we were being loud and unruly, and we were not. So just because somebody in the neighborhood called and said they were being loud and unruly doesn't mean they were. Some people just don't like to see young people gathered in groups. They feel threatened by it, and they will call and they will lie. This is breaking news, y'all.
Well,
sometimes,
no, this is true.
Sometimes people lie. I know y'all don't believe that, but it's true. So the idea that just because somebody called means they were loud and unruly, I reject that. It's possible that they were, but just because somebody called doesn't mean that they were.
No, you are 100% accurate there, because I know a group, a Facebook Messenger group. I canceled my Facebook, but I still got my Messenger up, and I'm in a group with, and there's several black women that just hate kids. And it's so visceral that it's like, damn, you have a problem. So yeah, what you're saying is true about some people hating kids, but at the same time, maybe you and your group didn't think you were being loud, obnoxious, because you were just carrying on as you would normally carry on.
Well, no, I know we weren't being loud and obnoxious. You
don't know that because you were enjoying it.
I'm telling you, I know that we weren't.
Okay. Well, we'll excuse me. I had a little belch there. We can agree to disagree on that, but the fact remains is that 3 people are totally at fault here. Principal, cop, shooter. They all failed this young man, especially the principal and the cop. I'm very concerned about this principal. I'm very concerned about his behavior in this because it says a lot about how he thinks. You know, you can't combine the streets with public education. It doesn't work like that. You know, some of y'all might not understand what I'm getting at, but trust me, you cannot combine the two. And that's what he did. And it cost the young man his life. But I digress. Hey, Emanuel, it's been real. Always a pleasure, whether we agree or disagree. And we'll try this again sometime this week. Oh!
All right. That was Blammy Davis Jr., who believes police should lie to people and violate their rights. I don't understand people who feel that way. A lot of people feel that way until it happens to them. Then they think differently about it. CK?
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Livingston?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, I was listening to the show, man. I heard the show today.
All right.
I mean, do you know the victim's name?
I don't remember his name. I don't remember his name.
Oh, my God. You calling them students. Then the caller just called
I'm
him
bad
young
with
man.
names. If you told me the name right now in 3 minutes, I'd forget it. I'm horrible with names. What's his name?
I'm asking you. You talking about the man?
I'm not talking about the man. I'm talking about all the other people talking about the situation.
This man's life was taken out at a graduation night. You hear me? Graduation night. Would you rather die on your graduation night or your wedding night? If you had to pick one, which one would you pick?
I wouldn't pick either.
But if you had to go, which way would you want to go?
Well,
would you want to graduate?
If I had to pick one, I would say my wedding night because I've lived longer.
Thank you. This man had the worst of the picks, sir. You talking about a future cinematographic engineer, straight A student, never had nothing less than an A, his entire student legacy. This who you kill. This who you kill. You see what I'm saying? If you remember, no, I'm talking about the murderer. I'm talking about the murderer who pulled the trigger, the one who's actually at fault, not no principal. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't no principal. It's the man who pulled the trigger.
I agree.
He killed.
I agree.
Yeah. Hey, come on now.
But why? So, CK, tell me this. Why does everybody feel the need to place blame on everybody but the shooter?
Because I need to bring your ass down. I ain't never liked your ass. He probably black, ain't he? The principal?
I believe the principal is black.
I told you. What I told you about them chimps and monkeys yesterday. I told you about them. We like to bring them down.
What?
He probably at what, 178,000 a year? Nice house. You heard me?
What about the police? I don't know if the police were black or not.
Oh, we got to blame somebody.
Why?
Listen, we got to take.
That's what I'm asking. Why do we have to blame somebody other than the person who actually, or persons who actually did the shooting?
So we could take blame away from the murderer. See, that knocks time off his sentence. The more other people you blame, the less time the actual killer gets. He's starting off with 100 years because of the crime, but if you could tie the principal and the police into this, you're knocking off a good 43 years. You see what I'm saying? Now you're looking at 27 years, you off with good behavior in 22, because he's probably young himself.
Wait, so you believe, CK, so you believe that The people who are saying blame the parents and blame the teacher or principal and blame the police. You believe all of these people want to see murderers roaming our streets.
Um, well, I wouldn't say that. I just think they use when tragedy happens, it's a time to get at their enemies. It's a time, okay, now I got ammunition to tear down the people I always wanted to tear down. This principal guy has been making a lot of money. He's been doing well. His career is soaring. Now I got a chance to tear his black ass down and bring him back to the EBT crowd. No more Costco. Back to Audi's we go. See? I want to be at Audi's looking at the principal grinning when he put that quarter in that grocery cart. Now you back with me. I got you. All because that young man was murdered. The straight A student. You talking about a legend. You murdered a legend. If you make straight A's through school, Emanuel Livingston, do you know what you about to do to this world? You're about to put it in your whole hand, palm it like a basketball, and your name Wilt Chamberlain. I ain't lying to you, Mr. Livingston. I'm telling you, they kill. See, this is what ruins the world. When you kill these type of people, it's like killing Steve Jobs when he was a baby. This is what you're doing. You're ruining everything. These are engineers, future of the world. You, Mr. Livingston, I would suggest to you, you tell everybody in your family, don't kill, don't murder, because you're ending a life that is going to change the future, especially a straight. Why would you kill him though? Out of all the people,
Well, I
why
don't
would
know.
you kill?
Just like I'm guessing, like you don't know, and most people don't know what happened. We don't know if he was an intended target, if he was unintended target. We have no idea. At least I have no idea what happened that led up to a shooting that took this young man's life. So the why, I don't know. I don't want to see a straight A student get killed. I don't want to see a straight F student get killed. I don't value
Yeah,
a
yeah.
straight A student's life more than a straight F student's life. So I don't want to see any of the young people killed.
Oh yeah, I agree, but you're right because if you're a straight F student, you still could wind up changing the world. I do agree with that, but I do believe that as a criminal, it's okay to commit crimes, but don't, like you said, I steal, I don't kill. You need to, put some type of code in your criminology. You know what I mean? Because
No,
you got
just don't commit
mhm.
crimes.
No criminals. That's what they do. You wouldn't be a criminal if you didn't commit
Right.
crime.
So
So
don't
you
be a
do. I would.
criminal.
No, they are criminals. No, you got to understand this is what they do for a living.
So
You can't
don't
tell a
do that.
criminal not to
Pick
be a
something
criminal.
else. Don't be okay with criminals being criminals.
No, this is what they. No, I'm not okay with it. Just it is what it is. Like the
Sound
Cameron
like
and
you're
May
okay with
show.
it. You kind of
You,
sound
you,
like you're
you
okay with it.
no. Okay.
So then the
Okay.
message, should be don't be a criminal.
No, hold on. You're right. Let me clarify being okay. Okay. In some aspects of criminology, I am okay with it. The positive things that come out of it. You know what I mean?
Like
Like,
what's the positive things of criminality?
you get law school, you get prosecutors, you get defense attorneys, you get judges, you get a lot of money, you get a lot of people, successful people um in the criminal world. A lot of like just think, look at all the judges. You know what I mean? These people were built off criminology. A defense Johnny Cochran. He's a positive example of criminals. If it wasn't for criminals, where
No,
would we be?
he's not a well, that's not necessarily true. There are other aspects of the law that don't involve crime.
No, but I'm saying what criminology does for the world. Just think of all the people that
It makes the world
has
worse.
benefited.
Look, I would rather see all police out of business and have to go get another job because there are no crimes and no laws being broken.
Hold on, you looking at it all without bad, you won't appreciate good. How could you
Maybe that's
appreciate
you,
somebody that don't?
but I can appreciate good without bad.
No, it's
Yes,
like,
let me tell you this. And y'all know I don't like to get too personal, but me and Mrs. Livingston, we've been together for a minute, right? People don't believe me when I tell them this. We ain't never had an argument. We never had an argument. We discuss
who?
stuff. Me and
Who
Mrs.
ain't never had no
Me
argument?
and Mrs. Livingston. We've never had an argument. We discuss
Dang.
things and we disagree about things. And, we have the discussion. And at the end of the day, one of our famous and favorite things to say is, you don't have to agree with me. You got a right to your opinion. And that's that. And then it's over. Now, because we don't have arguments, what you're saying is, in order to appreciate your good relationship, it need to be bad sometimes. I reject that wholeheartedly. I appreciate the fact that it's not bad ever. I appreciate that because I've seen other. So I don't need bad in my relationship to appreciate the good.
Oh no. Okay. My nephew, he just passed the bar exam down in Atlanta, right? About to be an attorney. So that aspect with with the criminal world, I'm glad that okay, now he could be somebody. My nephew, he fights crime. He helps. So I'm saying good stuff about him because of crime. Without crime, I wouldn't be able to say that about him. He helps stop crime. So
But
he's doing a good thing to help decrease it.
okay,
So
look,
without
you
crime,
appreciate. Look, we can agree that you appreciate criminals. I don't, and we can just agree to disagree.
yeah, because when you introduce your people, like, look, this is my grandbaby. She ain't never got in no trouble, ain't never been in jail, been a straight A student. That be part of the soliloquy. Remember when you introduce them? Look, she ain't never did nothing bad. She just a good person. So with
Who introduces people like that? Who introduces people like that? Nobody introduces people. I've never met a person say, "Hey, my name is Emanuel, and this is my granddaughter. She never did nothing bad. She ain't." Who does that?
they trust. You could trust them. They not one of those. You got
Nobody
a lot
does
of
that.
thugs.
Nobody does that. Nobody introduces people that way.
You forgot it's a lot of thugs and hooligans in the world. It's called ratchet. It's called ratchet. So
Even they
without them
don't
people,
introduce people that way.
mhm. Yeah, I mean I understand, but I'm just saying, even if you're a criminal, could you stop murdering people, please? You could be a criminal, but why would you kill a kid? You know what I mean? I think if criminals live by a code, the world would be a better place.
And
But
that
I guess
code
if they
should
live
be
by a
don't
code,
commit crimes.
yeah, I would suggest that to non-criminals. If you some person that's living around that's doing what you're supposed to do, I would say yes, don't commit crimes. But if you a criminal, hey, you is what you is. I can't. You ain't listening from the jump.
All right.
I don't have no confidence in switching you around.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But man, yeah. But just remember, keep. We got to get this man name. We still have we learned the name yet?
Somebody put it in the screen. I saw it a second or two ago, and I meant to read it out loud, but I forgot it. Hold on. Let me go back and look. I'm so bad with
Yeah.
names, y'all. I'm not even trying to be funny. Uh,
He
Hold on. Somebody put it up. Somebody did put it up already. I'm saying Lamont
because
Wiggins.
Lamond Wiggins. Come on now, Lamond Wiggins, the John Lennon of our time. We lost something that we're not going to be replaced. And like I said, with that type of scholar, with a scholar, you talking about straight A scholar, his life does matter. Mr. Wiggins, rest in peace.
All right. All right. That was CK. He's okay with certain aspects of criminality. Y'all say some of the craziest stuff. Y'all say some of the craziest stuff. Um, so wait a minute. We were at why it's not the principal, why it's not the police's fault, why it's not the principal's fault in my mind. I don't think it unreasonable to say I don't want to see my graduating students on graduation night get some sort of a criminal charge. I don't think that's unreasonable. The parents, I get that there's an argument to be made for the parents. There's an argument to be made. Why them kids out that late? But again, sometimes people be out late, especially on there's certain things that we be all right with. Certain things we be all right with stuff. So, and again, I don't forget some of the things that I did as a young person. Y'all might forget some of the things that y'all did as young people, but I don't forget. And hanging out with 50 friends on graduation night at the school or in the school parking lot or on the school grounds, just enjoying graduation night doesn't sound too unreasonable to me. It doesn't. So with all of the people that y'all want to blame, I think, again, the people who I blame, person or people, is whoever did the shooting. Whoever was shooting, that's who I blame. And I don't understand the desire to blame anybody else. I really don't. But y'all keep wanting to do it. Like I said, make y'all feel good. Make y'all feel good. But it bothers me. It bothers me. Yeah, I'm trying to download something real quick as I talk to y'all. Anyone so far as to be okay with police violating people's rights? Like, how badly do you have to blame somebody? And when I was giving the example about the outside and the backyard, the point that I was making by that is to say that's not safe either. People can drive by, run up on somebody in your yard and shoot them just as easy as they can run up on somebody at Withrow and shoot them. It is 2024, a few people have said. It is 2024. Nowhere is safe. No time is safe. The same thing could have happened to those young people at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Y'all know people get shot at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? So everybody focused on the time. Like, hey, people don't shoot people at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It should have been 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They would have been safe. And that's why I keep saying that the issue is the people shooting, not the time, not the police, not the principal. It's the people shooting. And not knowing, what led up to it or any of that kind of stuff, it's difficult to have that conversation. It's difficult to have that conversation. Think I got it. Okay. Crystal says 3 p.m. is safer than 3 a.m. I'll pick 3 p.m. all day. Is it? Is 3 p.m. safer than 3 a.m.? Tell that to all the people who've been shot at 3 p.m. You was safer. You still dead, but boy, you was safe. I don't think 3 p.m. is safer. I think they about the same. Again, this ain't 1920. This ain't 1980. We see drive-bys happen in the middle of the day. We see people, I'll be on the air somewhere between 3 and 5, and an alert come across the news. Somebody was just shot in Roseline. Somebody was just shot in Springdale. Somebody was just shot in Bond Hill. Somebody was just shot. It'd be Lincoln Ware be coming on. Get good. He'd be coming on and a report. Somebody was just shot in Price Hill. Somebody was just shot. What is safer? That feels safe. Maybe back in the day, it was safer then. But now, any time of day or night is fair game. Any time of day or night is fair game. Crystal says, you know what I mean. I know criminals are busy 24/7. Then I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. If you acknowledge that criminals is out there shooting people 24/7, how do you say this hour is safer than that hour? Whatever hour they find you or it go down, that's the hour that's dangerous. So, I mean, I don't know. If this whole thing would have happened at 3 p.m., would we still be blaming the principal, the police, the parents? Everybody but the shooter? Crystal says she personally feels safer at 3 p.m. than 3 a.m. Okay. Look, that's fine. That's fine. I got no problem with how you personally feel. No problem with that. All right. I got just a few more minutes. I want to look at this for just a second. Just a second. And this video, I'm not even 100% sure what this video shows. I'm going to play the video. And if it don't show what I want it to show, then I'm going to explain it a little more. Let's go through it.
And you can see and feel the tension in this building. It is, there is no doubt about it.
Thomas wins the NCAA championship. Ended up very close for second.
Why are men playing with women? We saw it with our own eyes, and now they're changing this. Hey, coach!
All right. I'm laughing because them dudes is dominating. They dominating. It's just, look, and I know you gotta have this conversation. There's I was watching a part of a hearing in the Senate to confirm a judicial candidate, and Senator Ted Cruz is kind of going in on this lady, this judge, about putting a transgender person who was a male into a woman's prison. Now, the transgender person still has the male genitals, and they was going in about it. And I'm like, you know what? The Republicans are really pushing this as a big issue. And I agree with them on it. I agree with them on it. And look, don't get me wrong. This don't make me, maybe it does. Maybe this makes me what they call homophobic or transphobic. But I really believe that there's a difference between men and women. I believe that there's a fundamental difference. It ain't just genitals. There's a difference between men and women. And you shouldn't be able to just say, I'm a woman now. And just, there you are, you're a woman. And then go, you know what I'm saying, run track against women. Like, now look, women who run track could dominate me on the track. Cause I'm a short, old, fat dude who, you know, ain't as fast as I used to be. I used to be pretty fast. But I'm a old, short, fat dude who ain't that fast. But now you take a man who run track and a woman who run track, and they both pretty good. And then you run the man against the woman. It's a real good chance that the man is going to have an edge. Or play basketball. I see I guess it was I'm going to say some stuff wrong because my brain, I don't have a trans brain. And when I say that, I mean, my brain don't automatically translate genders in the brain. All right. So I don't mean it to be disrespectful, but it's the way I see it. When I'm watching that video, hold on, let me see, put the video back up. All right. Before I even move any further, is it wrong? Is it wrong for them to boo the dude who ran against the women? Is it wrong for them to boo that person? I was reading an article about it, and the LGBTQ activists are upset that people booed the transgender. All right? Upset that people booed because what does that do for her self-esteem? And it's stuff like this that make these young people go and do something to harm themselves because they don't feel accepted. But what if you shouldn't be accepted? What if this is one of them things where you genuinely shouldn't be accepted? I think it's okay to boo when what you're looking at seems totally unfair. Because that's what it is. It seems so unfair that you was a dude and you running against girls. But that's not the one even that I wanted to. It was the basketball player. One of the fastest finishes in state history in the girls' 200-meter state championship. Because it was a dude. That's why.
And you can see and feel the tension in this building. It is, there is no doubt about it.
Thomas wins the NCAA championship. Ended up very close for second.
These are the two winners. The gold and silver. Those are two dudes. It's two dudes. Come on, we can look at you. I mean, that ain't necessarily the way to tell, but it's a way to tell. And we're going to put two dudes in there and have them bike against the women. See what happens. Ooh, shocker, they won gold and silver. Shocker.
Why are men playing with women? We saw it with our own eyes, and now they're changing this. Hey, coach.
This one. You just snatching the ball. You just dominating. You just dominating. Give me that ball. There you go. Score. Here, let me help you out. Let me help you out. And then people, oh, why are people booing? Why are people booing these people? It's just fundamentally wrong. Here's what I'm for. Shirley said it right before I said it. Here's what I'm for. Give them their own league. Give them their own league. You too feminine to play against the boys. But I'm sorry, you too masculine to play against the girls. Y'all all get together, form a league, and play against each other. But that would kind of defeat the purpose. Like that. No, you can say what you want to say. I'm a woman. What? What? Give them their own league. I do think it's kind of bad that that it comes to this. It's kind of bad that it comes to this. Because I guess this is my so-called transphobia coming out. I still feel like you can't tell me as a woman that you feel like a man inside, or you can't tell me as a man that you feel like a woman inside. Because you don't know what it feels like to feel like the other gender. Because I would imagine, I know all dudes don't feel the same. All dudes don't feel the same. So whatever you feel like, that's what that feels like. I'm a dude. No matter what I feel like, that's what a dude feel like inside. But look, we done let that genie out the bottle. We done let that genie out the bottle. Now, it is what it is. We accept it now. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but Jerica, I want to call you Jerika so bad, but Jerica asks. I'm sorry, Janice asked the question, do women who become men playing men's sports, just asking, I can't say that I've seen that. I can't say that I've seen it. Of course, that doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. Hold on, let's Google. See, that's what we hear. That's what Google is for. What would that be a trans woman? That would be a trans man, right? I get so confused. And on this, I'm not even trying to be funny. A person who transitions from a woman to a man is a trans man, right? Okay. There's a trans man, a trans male playing fencing at Wayne State University. Dang, That's really all I see. Fencing. But that don't mean that that's all that happens. I don't mean that's all that happens. But we don't see stories of trans men trying to play sports against men. I think I said it right. I think I said it right. But I don't know. I think booing is kind of mean. Booing the person is kind of mean. I understand it though. Because you're not really giving the girls the opportunity. Because if that's the case, just bunch them all together now. Just bunch them all together. Get rid of male track and female track. Just call it track. And everybody run against each other. And may the best person win. Basketball, forget WNBA and NBA. Put them all together and may the best team win. Nate says there was a biological woman who fought a man very recently. She got knocked out in a matter of minutes. It was widely talked about. Okay, I didn't see it. But yeah, no, I think it's crazy. I do think though, when you're talking about teenagers, you gotta be, they're still teenagers. Even though they trans and all that kind of stuff, they're still teenagers. So you kind of got to be a little more. The loud booing, I think, was a little inappropriate. What's the goal? I mean, for the teenager standing up there in first place in the track meet, what's the goal of booing this person? You're probably not going to shame them into transing back. You're not going to shame them into not competing. So I don't know. Well, y'all, I got to get out of here. I got to get ready to go to graduation. Kindergarten graduation. Can I tell you, I'm so sick of graduations. Not just, and I love the little baby. I'm going to go to the graduation and enjoy every second of it. Little baby graduating from kindergarten. Little baby's 6 years old. I think this is her. This is her fourth graduation already. We just gonna graduate from every grade. Every grade. Ooh, daycare, graduation. Ooh, preschool, graduation. Ooh, another preschool, graduation. Ooh, kindergarten, graduation. Ooh, first grade, graduation. I don't know, does it cheapen every graduation? I'm going to go. And I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to be proud. You know what I'm saying? She ate them cookies. She colored that flower blue. You know what I'm saying? She got it in. She did what she was supposed to do. They do a little more than that. But you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of graduations for a 6-year-old. She's had a graduation every year for more than half more than half her life. She's had a graduation every year for more than half her life. And she's gonna be burnt out by the time she get to high school graduation. I did all of that. I've done all of that. Done all of it. Yeah, I graduated before. I've graduated 12 times before, 14 times before, 15 times before. 12th grade graduation, I'm fine. But I gotta go. She graduates tonight. Apparently she will be, that's what the text was, she will be on the left side. They're actually wearing caps and gowns and everything. They're wearing caps and gowns. It'll be cute. And like I said, I will enjoy every second of it, but they could not do it. I wouldn't be upset if they didn't have a graduation ceremony. I'm not upset that they are, but I wouldn't be upset if they didn't. It wouldn't hurt my feelings. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all. I got to get ready to get out of here. Go get ready for the graduation. Do you dress up for a kindergarten graduation? Do I need to put on the suit? I didn't say a suit. I said the suit because I only got one. Do I need to put on the suit for the graduation? Or can I just kind of, you know what I'm saying, go in there and kick it? It's kindergarten. It's kindergarten. Can I just like go in and kick it? Or do I need to, you know what I'm saying, have on a collar? A sport coat and dress slacks for a kindergarten graduation? Oh. Janice, that's what I'm asking. Why is there a graduation for literally every grade? She graduated once and went next year. She went right back to the same school, to the same class, because it was like Head Start. How you graduate from Head Start just to go right back to the same Head Start class with the same teacher and everything? Did I say kindergarten? I hate it when people say kindergarten and I said it. All right. All right. You got me on that one. I can't defend it. I can't defend it. Wrong. Bad king. Bad king. Yes, put on a suit. I'm going to tell you, I am not putting on a suit. I'm not putting on a suit for the kindergarten graduation. I probably not put on a sports coat either. Probably not put on a sports coat either. Jarika says that's an exaggeration. You graduate from Head Start, first grade, 8th and 12th. No, I wasn't exaggerating. She graduated daycare. She graduated Head Start. Then she graduated Head Start. And now she is graduating, I guess the second two wasn't technically Head Start. It was some program at CPS. But she went to it 2 years in a row. And now she's graduating kindergarten. This is her 4th graduation. Hold on, who was L Rock? Yo, none talking ass. You always correcting other people. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. And when I said something wrong, someone corrected me. See how I didn't get mad about it? Because I was wrong. There's nothing wrong with being corrected when you're wrong. Just receive the correction. See, I try to be an example for you, L Rock. I try to be an example for you. When you get corrected, just take the correction. Take the correction. That's it. Ain't got to make excuses. See, I didn't make excuses. Oh, you knew what I meant. I didn't do that. Why can't it be kindergarten? I didn't do that. All I did was I said, you got me? I hate when people do it and I did it. Shame on me. See? Now you take a lesson from your king. Take a lesson from your king. When I correct you, just correct yourself. Accept it and move on. Take responsibility. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Just deal with it. Say yes, my king. I won't even make you wash my feet. Just deal with it. Yeah, I got to get out of here. I'm finished being silly. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I do got to go get ready for the graduation. The big graduation. I hope everybody has an amazing rest of your day. Get out, enjoy the weather before the storms come back. Because this morning, I thought something blew up. I was asleep, and I heard boom. I was like, oh, my God, something blew up. It was thunder. Sound like an explosion. And then, when I woke up, it was a nice day out. So, but they tell me that the storms are supposed to be coming back. So, enjoy the day before the storms come back. And as you are out and about, enjoying the day, as always, do me a favor. As your very humble king, maybe the most humble king ever, be the reason that somebody smiles. I'm out, y'all. Peace. Things that I disagree with. I don't think a woman can ever be a man, but that's okay.